No, I'm not in a good mood. I'm as mad as you guys are. That's not true. I'm not quite as mad as you guys are. I won't lie. Because I had some people, man, screaming in my inbox. I'm like, okay. Jeez. You do realize I don't coach the team, right? R8RBEAR! We'd have a better record if I was. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. I do enough shouting on the show. Oh, we got an interesting winner tonight. Woo! Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no head, that shouts like Ric Flair. Oh, roll that on. Woo! The R8RBEAR! Alexa, shut your face! It almost sounds like abuse now. I don't know if you guys know that. You can actually program certain phrases into your Alexa so that when you say them, it can be like slang and things like that, and she'll understand what you're saying. It's pretty cool. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in for R8RBEAR Live. But first, without further ado, tradition. R8RBEAR Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to Jim Vanderlyn. Sup, Jim? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR, our interim reigning heavyweight champion. It's kind of cloudy right now. Where we are on that one. Second place, my silver medal goes to Carlos Magana. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR and our politics. Wait a minute, I didn't make the show about that, all I use secret code between me and Carlos. All right. Third place. Bronze medal. Big Chief. What's up, Big Chief? Welcome to the show. I think that's your first medal, right? I don't remember your name, but if I have before, welcome to the show. We have standards here. You get your act together. R8RBEAR Live, first comment. Woo! Facebook. Carlos! Boykins! Our co-heavyweight champion. Because right on his tail, Dustin King! What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. I appreciate you all tuning in. And third place, bronze medal. I bet you guys could guess who it is. He's always kind of right around in there, you know what I mean? Lucky Paste! No, listen, Lucky, you don't get all the, silver tongue devil and all that when you get the bronze. Okay, we're not doing it. You got to at least get the silver, man. At least tonight, anyway. I'm in a bad freaking mood. Honorable mention to Corinna Trujillo. What's up, love? Welcome to the show. Corinna, you owe me a photo of you in that sweet charm. Okay? I need at least one good photo of you wearing this, girl. Yeah, that's right. Everyone else that's watching online right now, Corinna got hers just now, and Tommy boy, my guy, little Tommy, he's getting his next. R8RBEAR family page. And then I'll only have one left. Tony, make it dip. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Cameron Brackett, always there for Raider Bear. What's up, man? Armand Gonzalez, how you doing? What's up? Larry Brooks, what's up? Chris Strong, Bear! Troy Gill, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Oh, look at her go. Corinna True! Hello! Stars contribute to the show, get rung up by this cool bell, and you get acknowledged by the show. But more importantly than that, you're getting to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks. We also work with Punks for Autism and St. Jude's and Early Onset Cancer with Children. We just got another package from them. They're pretty sweet because every time we give them money, they then send us things that say, hey, you helped with this many cases. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Surgeries, your money went this far to do this. It's really, really cool. Justin! Hey! Always there. Looking out for a Raider Bear. All right. Oh, and I have something cool I am going to auction off to you guys probably next week. I'm just waiting for it to get here in the mail. I found something Raider memorabilia sake, really cool. And then anyone that bids for it and loses and they don't get the item, I'm going to have a second place and a third place item for those other people that did or nearly won. That kind of thing. Okay, let's go. Doc Raider. What's up, Doc? I have to warn you, my sweet daughter is in almost insufferable mood tonight, but she makes a great cherry pie, so I can put up with it. Yeah, that damn team of hers is doing really well. It's driving me crazy. Hi, Tommy. Looks like there will be a Game 5 in the World Series. Yeah, Dustin King, pretty good stuff. You want competition. You know, even if you want to win, you want competition. I don't like it when you win a championship of some kind and you just sweep them. You know, it feels nice. You know, you get the parade and everything and you look dominant, but it doesn't feel as nice. I want to see intensity and competition and big shots and then win. You know what I mean? If they do that, that's different. At least it is to me. Sorry. I don't know. I think there's dust in this room because I just can't get it to... I get this like itch. I think it's the static, maybe. Who knows? First medal. Okay, Cameron. Mr. Bear, can you guess who's feeling sassy? Do you know who is first place in their division? Yeah, Val. All right, now, I'm not acknowledging the Steelers. Okay, stop asking me to do it. This is the wrong show. You just hold on to your son and love him because he loves him some Raider Bear. And I love that little monkey, too. Colin Baldridge said, I think Madison runs hard, but he keeps getting sent into a brick wall. Whenever they hit a block for him, he does well. You could say that about most running backs, but I think Madison is exceptional. Alexander Madison is exceptional. I think he's exceptional. I love his hands out of the backfield. I love how he goes hard through the middle. He's not afraid to bang with guys, but he also has enough speed to get to the edge. I like him a lot. And I don't know if you guys remember me saying this, but I was saying very early on, like week 1, that Zeus better play well because he's going to be looking for a job the way, Alexander's running since he came over from the Vikings. He's been nice. Mark Davis Hooker, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Armando Medrano, what's up, man? AP, what's up, AP? Welcome to the show. I haven't had a chance to give you the big thank you, sir, for your contribution to Raider Bear and Raider Bear family page. All of you that have been getting your size 8 Raider hats, that was as a result of my guy, Anthony Penn. He contributed those to Raider Bear family page, and we're really appreciative. Bizia, what's up, man? I tried. I know I said it wrong. Beezy Law? Is that close? Vabeez Law, I'm guessing. I'm sorry, S.A. Big Dog. I honestly, I was trying to work on that today. Sorry about the slow. I feel like Madison... Oh, yeah, okay. Let me see. Okay, Mr. Bear, first time here. Can you say my name, please? I'll say it again. Mark Davis. What's up? Let's go hard, Uncle Jim. The darn Yankees fan that interfered with the coaching the ball needs to be smacked. I mean, we're going to get to Raider football, I swear. I like to acknowledge everyone and get to your great comments and questions first. Jesse Parker, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Kenny Blair, all the way from the land of whiskey and crumpets, out there with those British folks that taught all of civilization how to behave themselves. Pinky out. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. That was a long entrance. Ellis Irving, I'm doing real good, brother. I wanted to come out tonight, talk to you guys about the Raiders a little bit, what happened in our last game, and what we may do moving forward. Now, none of us liked what happened. Okay, I'm sorry. Will Nanoff, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And Travis Kelly. Bear, realistically speaking, how many games do you see us winning, and do you believe we'll end up with a top 5 pick? Great question, Travis. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I would say this to you first. I don't know exactly how many wins we're going to come up with. Now, accept my answer for this reason. My answer's handicapped because I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. I'm hearing Desmond Ridder is working well at practice. They like him. He has run this offense before. He knows it. I don't know how much he knows it, but reading and research, I found out he feels comfortable in this offense because he's played in it before. If that's the case, I'm taking a look at him because did he lose a quarterback battle when he was with the Arizona Cardinals? Yes. Okay. But we shouldn't take that to mean, oh, he's a loser now. He was in a very close battle. It was for the number 2 spot, and they gave it to another guy named Clayton Tune. And that's it. And then he was going to be on their practice squad at best. And we went over, took him off their practice squad, and gave him a job. Because when you land on the practice squad, that's usually where you land if you're getting ready to get cut. You know what I mean? And he was really appreciative of the Raiders, for in effect saving his career because he probably was going to be gone after that. Okay, now, knowing that he knows this offense, I like the idea of taking a chance with him. However, you mess with Gardner Minshew's confidence again if you do that. Now, when you look at this last game, he was 8 for 8 in the first drive. 8 for 8. Not a ball hit the ground, okay? Then he gets a touchdown. Then in the next drive, he goes, I forget exactly what it was. I think it was 5 for 7, something like that. He finished 9 of 11 in the first half. And when he went down the second one, he got a position for a field goal. So we had a 10-point game. Okay, so cool. Now let's play defense and let's try to get up. Wait, what? And just, we got interceptions. We couldn't get points from him. It was outrageous. I don't want to give him, as far as him, meaning Minshew, too much of a hard time for the fumble. As if you saw the fumble, it wasn't even really caused by the defender, so to speak. It's that Minshew had grabbed the ball, and then the defender pulled his left arm away from the ball. And so when Minshew tried to cradle the ball and pull it in the process of turning his wrist and trying to cradle the ball, it popped out. Because at that point, the defender landed on him even further, and so the ball squirted out from underneath him. So, first, I don't blame him for that because you don't want your quarterback in that position ever. He's in the middle of the field. Guys are trying to knock him down. He's trying to get a first down, which is this, perfect, bad situation for him to get hurt. So we're lucky he didn't get hurt there. But aside from that fumble, which in my opinion, I just showed you, that was almost unavoidable. And he's not supposed to be doing that. If the line's playing better, he's throwing the ball. We probably score on that drive. Instead, he gets smashed from behind and, can't time it because he didn't see the guy tackling him. So, yeah. But I think he's going to keep playing. I don't think they're going to bring in Ridder just yet. Not yet. We can't discredit what he did on the first drive. He went on our first drive and scored. He hit our tight end that we all love so much. He's becoming easy one of the best in the league, if not the best. Travis Kelce himself acknowledged that he thinks the guy's the best. So I told you we had something even better than we realized. I told you that kid is amazing, and he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. He's doing this with poor quarterback play. Imagine if he just had Derek Carr, just someone like that. It doesn't even have to be him. Just someone that played at Derek Carr's level. If we just had Derek Carr's level, Brock would probably have 40 more catches. Well, not that many, but a lot more. Okay, so Trayvon Merrick, he tied his single-season tackling record with 9 tackles. 5 of those were solo. I thought that was really impressive. He's 8th defensive back in the Raiders' history to do that in one game. The first since 2014 in Charles Woodson. The record, 2 interceptions and 4 tackles for a loss in a single season. Robert Spillane tied his single game season high with 12 tackles, 6 solo, and 1 tackle for a loss. Denzel Perryman finished with 6. So it really doesn't have too much to do with the defense, although where our defense shines the most is on third down. Now, I know a lot of you may not know that, but on third down, we were one of the best in football. Second among all teams on third down of, stopping them and getting off the field. That was kind of our bread and butter. The Chiefs came in and completed 12 third downs. 12. The most that anyone has on us this year. Tyree Wilson early on in the game looked pretty good against the left tackle for the Chiefs, but it didn't remain. In other words, it looked like he just tried something and beat their left tackle, and after that, he wasn't a factor. I don't think we're going to get anything from Tyree Wilson. I would have tried to package him in some kind of deal by now. I don't feel like he's a great player. I don't feel like he'll ever be a great player, and I don't think it hurts us to get rid of him. I don't. When you consider we can replace him with someone else, look to the draft, look to free agency. Because how much do we really have to replace? I mean, he's barely brought anything to the Raiders other than a season of my foot hurts. A season of my foot hurts, and now I'm helping, and I'm giving you almost nothing to help our defense. He's killing me right now. I've had more than enough with Tyree Wilson. Okay, now don't forget we did sign Zach Carter early on. I believe it was, I'm trying to bring it, the 21st of this month. So he was supposed to be coming in to give us a hand with our defensive front. It didn't help. We also signed wide receiver Terrence Marshall and tight end Trayvon Wesco to the practice squad. And we didn't really hear much about any of those names at all. And we did go into the roster a little bit. Okay, so what is the big deal that we're going to get at right now? What is the question that's being asked? Is Antonio Pierce a good enough coach for us to be patient and see what he can do with not just with the rest of the season, but going into his contract, potentially the next season and the season after that? I think he has 2 years. I'm not sure. I should have looked at that before showtime. But the point I make is here's the negative. His in-game adjustments seem poor. His timeout management, calling a timeout just before you go into halftime because you want to make sure you've got the right defense in, and then as soon as they go time in, the Chiefs run one play and score a touchdown. So was that your imprint? Did you say, hey, I see this, so let's put this defense out there, and then the very next play came up with a touchdown for the opponent? I don't know. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like he went out there to put his foot on the game by making that call, but then the call ended up the worst case scenario. They scored on us. Just a mess. And now we get ready to go and face the Bungles. That's our hope that we can get ourselves back on the right track playing the Bungles. But we'll see. It could help, but we'll see. Okay. Bear, you missed my comment because you're getting swamped in comments. So Luke Gesty must go. How long do we have to put up with him and his idiotic play calling and his idiotic zone blocking screen with the offensive line? Okay, here's the problem. He's tied to, career-wise, he's tied to Devontae Adams. Listen to me, sorry. Antonio Pierce. So Antonio can't pull the string too quickly to fire him when it was his decision to bring the guy in. I don't think Tom Telesco really put his foot down to have that guy in here. I think that was AP. I think they may have a relationship of some sort, but whatever it is, it's not working. Let's see. I was at the game, and it was one of those games where you had to play an almost perfect game with no room for beating ourselves with turnovers because Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense is tough to stop. Scotty Lutz, that's well said. They did move the ball. They didn't move it, though, the way they're used to. They know that game was a fight. We gave them a battle. It was nice, and you could see the guys working right up until the final bell because we hate them, they hate us. And remember, they were coming in to set us straight as the undefeated Super Bowl champion because we were hitting their quarterback with Kermit the Frog dolls, and he couldn't handle it. Now, when I say he couldn't handle it, what I mean is he showed that it bothered him because he commented on it. See, if you comment on something, it's over. Now everyone knows. Now you you commented because you didn't like it. And now we'll handle it on the field. Did you? I felt like we ran out of time to win. I don't feel like they beat us. Spencer should be the starting quarterback, and Uncle Rico sucks. Troy Gill, he has sucked thus far. I don't know if I want to go as far as saying he sucks. We have to remember, he went 8 for 8 on the first drive with a touchdown. Now, that was in the script, but that's when the offensive line was also playing its best and letting him roll out and throw balls. And he scored. Early on in the game, we were up 10-zip. So, it came apart after that, but, it's not like the Chiefs have a bad defense. Okay, Getsy can script the first drive or two, but after that, when he has to think, he's garbage. Doc Raider, I can't argue with you. That has been what's been going on with him. I don't want to get into a position where I'm trying to defend Getsy. That's not, I have no interest in that. Because one, I was the one that said, why are we hiring the guy that the Bears just fired? Because he couldn't get his act together. Why are we taking the guy who said, I can take this young quarterback and make him into something, and then he failed and failed and failed with Justin Fields, and then as soon as Justin Fields goes to the Steelers, he looks better in like every way, every aspect. More confident, more sure of himself in the play, execution, everything. Shut up, Steeler Val. That was not a compliment. It was just the truth. Now go sit down. I'm not complimenting the Steelers anymore tonight. Maybe once more. Bear, question. Who are the top 3 quarterbacks coming out this year, and who do you think we'll end up with? Okay, there's, you have to forgive me. I always forget his last name. Hold on. Okay, the kid from Georgia, I forget his name, but most of you I know remember it, but you'll have to help me out on that one. There we go. No, that's not you. Okay, well, anyway, I'll set that down because I was trying to screen through my little laptop here and try to find it real quick, but doing it with one hand is like impossible. So it's going to be the kid from Georgia. It's going to be Quinn Evers from Texas, not necessarily in that order because you also have Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' kid, and is that it? Yeah, I'd say that's the top 3. And we will probably pick, because I'm guessing, I'm just guessing, it's being prognosticated by the NFL that we're going to pick somewhere around 7th. And if that's the case, we won't get a quarterback unless we can package the 7 to move up. And we shouldn't have to, do all this climbing and sweeten the deal. I mean, it's obvious we have good talent on the team, but without a quarterback and the coach kind of proving himself, it's making the rest of our roster and our guys look like they're this average team, and we're not an average team. Our personnel is nice, but look what happened to it. Our number one receiver, left / we got rid of him, and our other guy, Myers, got hurt, missed a game, came back, played okay. Trey Tucker, we're having trouble getting to him because we don't have the quarterback to see him in those deep routes and then actually make those plays. Or we did, but now he's on the bench on the injured reserve. AOC, Aiden O'Connell. Can't believe he broke his thumb. John Leon is rough. Hate to see the difference played there as offense could not help them. Yeah, Troy Gill, it was bad because the offense it's been like that since the beginning of the season. That's why everybody wants Getsy's head. And I would say, honestly, you have to start thinking about firing AP if he doesn't get rid of Luke Getsy, because he's got to know better to do that. We're right now at the mid-year on our bye week. This is when you do it, because you can get rid of him right now and you have a week, and then you have the second week to prepare and get ready for the next game. So in effect, you give yourself 2 weeks of window of time to execute business like that, get the new guy in the building, hit the ground running, let's go. So I'm praying that's what they do. It's the timing right now is perfect. We're getting our bye mid-season. In effect, it's mid-season. Mathematically, maybe I'm off a game or two, but that's not the point. It's close enough. We're mid-season right now. If they make the move right now, a good offensive coordinator could come in and install something simple, but that still has a little bit of misdirection in it and get us back on the road to winning potentially. Because I hate having all this talent and not getting it done with them. Okay, Scotty Lutz said, and Bear, didn't you say in many other videos that Andy Reid is a very smart coach? Scotty Lutz, in truth, I've said that many times. It can't be argued. We can hate that team and their fans. We can hate the quarterback because he's a goofball, and he and he has a lot of things that are in the public eye, like his silly brother and his silly skinny wife and their nonsense. Which I'm not going to go into because it's not football, it's social media stuff, and I don't care. I wouldn't go into it even if this show was about that. I would just say no. But Andy Reid is one of those guys that he scripts plays just to see how his opponent reacts to it. There are very few coaches that do that are willing to literally give up downs to see what your opponent does. Now, he doesn't do it, play after play, because then you would just be giving the ball too much and you'd be punting and all that. But what he does do is he runs a play with the thought process of, I'm going to watch how the Raiders react to that. Okay, so then Patrick tries to make a play with it, and maybe it gets 7 yards. Okay, a little quick pass. Okay, now Andy knows how they D'd up on it. So now 7 plays later, he calls the same play, but now he's got a guy running a deep bomb on the right side. Because when they switched, they put the safety on him when they saw that play formation. So he's going to call that play again. The Raiders are going to make their defense. If they do the same defense that they did the first time, it won't be a 7-yard burn. It'll be a 40-yard burn. Because now you've lined up the safety in front of an incredibly fast guy who's going to get ahead of him by 5 yards. And if the ball's thrown on the money, which, we know Mahomes can hit him, it's going to be a big play or a bomb, and that's exactly what happened to us. And Andy Reid just has a way of going, you think it's this? You think it's this over here? And it's really this over here. And he'll play magic tricks on you. And he does it just to win. I've never seen a coach do that. Most coaches make in-game adjustments through strategy. He does it through playing chess on the field with human bodies. And he makes moves just to see how his opponent reacts to it, and then he counters. It's awesome. Bear, quick question. I will be the first to admit that I am a big chips short of a sack lunch when it comes to football. So why does AP or Getsy continue to run the ball when this needs to call passing? Yeah. The reason why is because, Corinna, you have to establish the run at some point, and you have to keep trying. Even if you're not really trying to run successfully, you have to at least keep the other team honest and honoring the run. Because if you just say, okay, we're going to just throw the book out and we're going to just call plays and just throw on every down, throw short, throw mid, throw deep, throw mid, throw short, throw deep, and we're just going to keep doing that, spread the field, run a 2-minute offense. You can do that, but honestly, most of the time, the coach will feel like that's surrendering. So it's not something you usually do unless it's like the score is 21-3, and we just started the fourth quarter. Well, now I've got to get down the field as fast as I can because I've only got one quarter to make up for 3 touchdowns. So yeah, then then a coach is kind of released from the responsibility of explaining why you would do that and abandon the run. Well, it's because I was out of time and I had a lot of scoring to do. So now fast forward, you've had run and shoot offenses back in the 80s that did that, where they would only run the ball every 5th or 6th play, and every other play was throws, whether it was a screen, a slant, a long, or a tight end, and that's what they would do. Now, we don't have the quarterback for that, and we absolutely don't have the offensive line for that. They can't keep him in the pocket, seeing the field and the players moving long enough for him to read and then prepare and throw. And our offensive line's not playing well enough to do that. It's just not. Fire these experienced former head coaches, Marvin Lewis and Philbin, because whatever advice they're giving AP, it is horrible. Well, first, I don't know if you can really put this on them. You know what I mean? Antonio's the head coach. He's making the final call. They're really just working with him. You know what I mean? Now they are going through strategy with him and talking about how they should do things throughout the game. But that's also affected by the flow of the game. So I don't know. One game after the next, is different. So now to say the results should be hung on them, Getsy's worse than McDummy. Bear, they were in a Kingsbury until a better offer came. I'm not sure what that means. Bear, they were in on Kingsbury. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's not that we didn't try to get another quarterback, Ramiro. It's just that, we didn't get the deal done. I need the phone number to the stadium so I can call the stadium and tell them to please send a message to the coaches to throw the damn ball. They could throw a little bit more. Okay, Cullen Baldridge says Ward. Now, that's the young quarterback coming in. I think that's probably who we would have the best shot at. And that's if we do fall to 8th or 7th, which is what they're predicting. I thought we were going to be top 6. So we would go 6 or better. Then I thought we'd have a shot. Because then if you have to move around or move up, it's a little easier. Because anyone in the top 5 isn't going to mind moving from 1 to 3rd or 1 to 2nd or whatever the case may be. Because they'll still have a super high pick and you have to pay them a balloon sum to get to their pick. So I'm still liking Milroe from Alabama. I just, with Alabama, it's not Milroe. With Alabama, their system, I just never know if I trust that system. It always has the best wide receivers, the best offensive line. So whatever you see their quarterbacks doing, it's, Now, it kind of was the case with Tua Tagovailoa. Tua to me broke the mold. I thought Tua wasn't going to last. Obviously, in part because he had a hip injury, which is an injury usually people in their late 60s have in a car accident. But having said that, since he survived that and has gone on in Miami, he's flourished. Oh, okay, look, Steeler Val. Yeah, we didn't have a wide receiver one. Well, Glenn Medina, we're trying to establish it, and we're only at the halfway mark. So even if you were behind the score in some of these games, you still have to keep trying to establish the run. But, you get to mid-year, we come back from the bye. If we make a run and beat some of these tougher teams and get a win back from the Chiefs, then you're going to probably feel a little differently about AP, but we'll see. But I will agree, his time management and his strategy in this last game, in the first half, was very poor. And I don't understand why Dylan Lauby's not seeing the field. I really don't. I really don't. I don't care if he's 4th, 5th, or 8th string. I don't understand why he's not seeing the field. The guy has shown an ability to make plays out of the screen pass. He's like a genius in that. And then he's got great speed. He's elusive, and we don't use him. Most of you, if you think back to those days with the Patriots, he's a Danny Amendola, Wes Welker kind of running back combination receiver. You see what I'm saying? He can do a little more than those guys I mentioned because he plays decently at running back, but he can also slip out into the wide receiver position, pick up a quick short pass, turn, size everybody up, and then start making people miss or find blocks, etc. Wait till the end of the year and fire all the coaching staff, offensive side. Glenn Medina, I would say, honestly, yeah. I think you got to do that first. I don't think this is on AP. I really don't. I realize, again, I'll say it, his time management, some of the decisions he made, not great. But he's a rookie coach. He's not going to just do what those veteran coaches say. He's going to bring something to the game with his own strategy as well. He is the head coach. But it just didn't pan. I nominate Mr. R8RBEAR to replace Mr. Getsy. First, I'd have Dylan Lauby out there. Second, I would mix up my personnel in the wide receivers. So I would go from 1, 2, and 3, and then go 4, 5, and 6. And get those wide receivers in and out of the field mixed up into slants, long throws, etc. Because oftentimes at practice, your quarterback works with the second wide receivers, not the starters, unless he's a starting quarterback. So when you're the number 2, you work with mostly the number 2s. Well, I mean, we have 2 number 2s out there now. Let them work with the guys they worked out with in practice. They'll probably have better timing to those guys. And or that could be completely wrong. Disclaimer. How's that not true? Hello! Appreciate you, love. I don't even feel like we can win another game. We're losing to the worst Panthers and losing to the best Chiefs. Where can we win? Well, okay, first, Armando, and welcome to the show. I appreciate your comments. I would say this. Without looking at the schedule in front of me, although I think I have it right here. Let me just make sure I don't. Okay, here we go. I actually do. Okay, so let me get to where we are in the schedule. The Bengals, we're at their stadium, so we're on the road. I think that it could actually help us to be on the road because home field advantage has been lost. We have so many Raider fans right now that are off selling their tickets, and I'm not mad at any Raider fan that does that. If you do that, that's your business. It's just business. Because I think that if I was a season ticket holder and I knew we were getting ready to play certain games we might not win, I would still go to the game. I'm kidding. I would probably sell tickets at least sometimes, some games. Okay, so Bengals. I'm just, personally, I want to see that as a win. I feel like the Bengals are having a bad year. They haven't been playing very good football, and their offensive line has been as bad as ours, pretty close. So they get that kid, their quarterback Burrows, banged up in almost every game. So I'd like to think that we go on the road and get ourselves and our act together against the Bengals. Then the Miami Dolphins. We are at the Dolphins to the second half of that road trip. Now, I think the Dolphins are really still in transition in a lot of ways. Although they did get Tua Tagovailoa back, they don't look like they did last year. All that explosive offense, you don't see it anymore. The misdirection with the running game, I don't see it anymore. I don't know if it's that the defensive coaches throughout the league, like ours, have started to scheme him defensively because they've seen the plays so much. Because essentially it's what the Niners are running. He was one of the coordinators of the Niners offense. So I don't know. I think some of what the Miami Dolphins are doing is being somewhat telegraphed now. And if that's the case, they're in trouble. Okay, then it gets interesting against Denver. Now, I want to be honest with you with this. The Cincinnati Bengals I see as a potential win. I really do. The Miami Dolphins will be tough. Now, if it was the Dolphins in Las Vegas, even though it's the home field advantage for our opponent too, I don't know that the Dolphins, I don't know if the Dolphins would travel that far. I don't know. I don't know if the Dolphins would do that. Maybe their Dolphin fans would do that, but I don't know if they're that rabid. I've never really known Dolphin fans to be that rabid. So maybe we get our home field advantage back and get a little wax beating when we get back on them Denver Broncos. Because what we do is we play on the road against the Bengals, then the Dolphins, and then the Denver Broncos. Now the kid, Bo Nix, he's looking good. He's looking good. Since he started off kind of lousy, he's looked pretty good. And when we get to that game, I'll obviously the night before I'll give you a little injury report on what's going on. But let's see. They are getting better. Their defense has been better. That's a tough call. But we're at home, though, so I want to say we're going to win that game. If we were on the road against Denver, I honestly probably would have picked that as a loss. But in Vegas, I'm going to give our boys a shot, and we beat these Broncos. Because they're not better yet. They're still a team trying to figure themselves out. Okay, then the Chiefs. We're at Kansas City. I'm having trouble with that because I thought we were going to win this last game. I thought that was where we were going to catch KC. Because even though they were 6-0, in all 6 of those games, they struggled. In all 6 of those games, they were in trouble at one point or another. So they have not been anywhere near what you could call dominant. They've been all right, but not dominant. And so I really felt like we had a chance to give them the business at home. When their fans showed up in our building, that messed with the chemistry, I feel like, because a home team's just not going to appreciate that. You know what I mean? And if we start winning and we become dominant, and it's mainly because of the defense, which is just really cool, and then we eventually get Shedeur Sanders or some good quarterback in here, once we do that, at that point I expect the fans to stop selling their tickets. They should go to the games. If you have the tickets, go to the games. Okay, then it gets real interesting because the Bucks are coming off a loss. We're at the Bucks. I would like to think that will continue because they haven't looked great. They're coming off a loss. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 weeks till we see the Buccaneers. Then after that, week 15, Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta is good, but they're not dominant. They're never dominant. I like Kirk Cousins, but they're never dominant. And it'll be in Las Vegas, so I think we can beat Atlanta. Jacksonville Jaguars, we're still in Vegas. Jacksonville Jaguars are always beatable, especially right now. And then finally we get to go and see if Derek Carr wants to play on the 17th. But I think I don't know is he out for the season? I know he's been out for them, but I don't know if he's out for the season. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully he gets back and we can go get him on the 17th. And then finally the Chargers, and the Chargers got us the first one. I think we can get them back. I do. I think we'll get them back. It's in Vegas. So it's home, road, home. That's how we finish the year. Home, road, home. That's pretty good. That's not bad. So I like this. I like the schedule down the road. The rest of the stretch, I can do that. Glenn Medina, the reason why you can't get a coach like Reed is because you have to try to find that person, because every coach can tell you they're a great coach and they can do this and they can do that. You know what I mean? But in truth, the coach has to arrive and also have personnel. And if you remember correctly, he got to the Chiefs when they already had a fairly decent roster. They were no Super Bowl winner, but they looked good. And then he brought in the quarterback. He picked him personally. So, they struck lightning. We need to find a guy that's an offensive coordinator / head coach, and then let him take it over. I'm a believer in defensive coaches being head coach. So when we appointed AP, I was excited about it. But the league's different now. The league doesn't lean defense. It leans offense. And teams that are the better teams, the successful teams, let's just be honest. It's because they score more. They 3.5 seconds is what the average line should be given their quarterback. John, I don't know if we know this offense well enough and each other as players, i.e. Gardner Minshew's timing with everyone on the roster well enough to do that right now, especially not to start the season. We will be in the top 5 for sure, sir. Dietrich Sorrell, welcome to the show, brother. Dietrich, I want you to be right. I do. Dietrich says, with Brady coming in, the pick will be Shedeur. I've never really doubted that. I know that that's also Mark's, MO. He likes to go for the guy that's not just potentially the best player, but who's the marquee guy, the guy that's going to bring butts, to your stadium. And Shedeur Sanders obviously will do that, and his dad will do that. There's even been reports that Deion might walk away from Colorado to come up to the NFL, but as an assistant of some sort, so that he starts to acclimate himself to that, and then maybe he goes and head coaches in the NFL level. So, because he's already done it at Colorado. He may not have won a title, but he showed he can coach. He showed he can win games. He showed he can work with players, and they respect him. You know what I mean? So, I could see him being a head coach in the NFL inside of 5 years, somewhere around there. I doubt he's going to want to try to leverage the Raiders and come coach his son. You know what I mean? I think he would let his son just go to the Raiders and then, finish his thing at Colorado and then come up to the NFL, maybe even come up to the Raiders, because that would be the what makes the most sense if his son's there. So I hope you're right. But then again, I hope Shedeur is like Jaden Daniels and picks it up quick. They need to get Laube back in there for some reps. They threw him in the basement after that fumble. He's small and shifty. We're just using our bruisers, and they're not able to punch through that wall. Again, agreed. We need a little bit more finesse and speed, a little bit more threat at every position to score. Yeah, I remember he did. He had that fumble. Steven Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Dennis Leach said Ben Johnson is head coach. Okay. Bear, I made this comment after week 3. Last year as a coach, Peters played loose because he had nothing to lose. I think he's playing too tight. Doc Raider, that's likely. You know what I mean? It's to be expected. He's coaching for his next career, whether that's continuing with the Raiders or with someone else. Because remember, while he's doing this, we as the fans aren't the only ones watching him and critiquing this. The whole league is. All the other owners are. Because they want to see if maybe he's someone they would snatch up if the Raiders were to let him go, and maybe they think that they know better, that this guy knows how to coach, and the Raiders just weren't patient enough with him. Because remember, personnel has everything to do with the team winning. The bet is on. We'll suck it. I don't know. I think it's maybe the coaching. I think we have good players. It's just the coaching is not that great. And that's also including AP. Also, I think Brady is going to do some major changes, and they'll be awesome. George, I think you may be right, but it feels like I'm taking painful blows of some sort every time Tom Brady does anything successful for us. It's going to suck as far as I'm concerned. I just don't like that guy. I like people with character, and he has zero. He has character, but he has the character of a thief, a liar, and a crook, and an adulterer. And he could probably sue me for what I just said. Devontae left us to go to another losing team. Tisk, tisk. I told everyone that would listen that he did not leave us to go win. I mean, you go to dude because you want to go to that quarterback because you think you can rekindle what you guys had before. Why? It was probably the dumbest thing I've seen in years. Why would you possibly think you'd be able to reestablish things with Aaron Rodgers? It makes no sense why he would think that. First off, if I'm an opposing coach, which I would be, I'm a Raider fan, so that means I'd be coaching the Raiders, okay? If I see him go to the Jets, the first thing I'm telling every scout and every head coach in the league and the division of the Jets is just watch. Dub him up. Just dub him up. That's all you got to do. Put a guy underneath, a guy over the top, like you bracket any normal superstar wide receiver. But do it the whole game and rotate cornerbacks in and out and just cover one, cover two shell. And that's what people have been doing to us. And they were making him, mostly irrelevant. Where's my eject Gil Moody button? It's got to be here somewhere. What's up, Gil Moody? Gil, gloating is not something gentlemen do. Do we know if Brady got fitted for his helmet yet? Stop it. He's not going to play, okay? That's never going to happen, guys. Now, remember, it was 3 years ago. Wait a minute, more than that, actually. It's been a minute. It was a little over, I'm not sure. It's when the Buccaneers won their Super Bowl with Tom. It was the year before that. Mark Davis was trying with everything he could to get Tom to the Raiders, but it didn't work out for one reason or the other, and he went to the Bucs. Gave them one Super Bowl and then bounced. Now, he quit again, but once he's quit this time, he had the legal battles and all the problems, so those kept him so busy away from the field that he just sort of got used to the life quickly. And then they let him do TV, so he's probably good, going to this next stage of his career. Who is out there as a replacement for Getsy if we cut him loose during the bye week, like you said? There's going to be offensive coordinators out there that have already lost their job to other teams. The list is too big, Jim Vanderman, for me to just spit out a name. But okay. Roberts, the guy Saleh that just got cut by the Jets, I realize he's a defensive coach, but I would consider that. And then you look at some of the other guys on other teams that have been released the way Saleh was, and then you have a shot there. I would like someone, though, that's an offensive coordinator. I would, I want someone that's offensive coordinator. I like the idea of having AP and having a defensive coach at first, but now watching what it does, it leads to a good defense. But if the defense is on the field the whole game, then they can't keep up that great defense. That means you start getting guys hurt because they're playing too many snaps. You know what I mean? And they're getting 13 play drives, the other team's offense, instead of 7, 6, that kind of thing. Shut them down on third down. Dietrich, I realize that he may have wanted his stats, but how could he have thought he would even get that? Aaron Rodgers broke his Achilles in his foot or whatever last season on the 4th play. Just the 4th play of him even being a Jet, and he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? The guy's not fit. He's not. He's one of those. He's Allen Iverson. He wishes, but he has a thing in common with Allen Iverson. He was a guy that played himself into shape. And then when he got into ultra shape, he stayed in shape because he was always playing. But the moment Allen Iverson got older and started to hit free agency and started to get moved around from team to team, sitting on benches, sometimes not starting, it broke his rhythm. And then the alcohol and the food all took over and he got slow. And, you're seeing the same thing from Aaron Rodgers. He thinks he can still skip around and be Mr. Fancy Boy and do his little whip with his hands and all that crap, and he can't. He can't. Up here, he thinks he can, but down here, his body's like, you're 40, bro. This is the NFL. You're 40. And in the NFL, 40 is 50. George Prieto, you can't bring Chucky back. That's crazy. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it anyway, and I wouldn't want him. What's up, Steve Marchant? Welcome to the show. It was his stupidity in writing emails to a guy that's connected to the NFL that has NFL servers where they can go in at any point and look at it. And he said all these racial slurs, and he said Roger Goodell's a pussycat, and on and on and on. He went on about gay people in football and women referees. And, he went all over the misogyny record. It was pretty impressive. It was high-level scumbaggery. Cascadia Futurist 420. Chucky is basically at home. He's retired. He's not working for a team. I don't think he wants to. I think he lost the taste for it with what happened this last time. But more importantly, with the fact that he's being sued and he's suing the NFL, I don't think he can go back. You know, I don't think he can get a job. But we have to remember he doesn't need one. He's got well over $100 million in the lifetime of his career. He is stupid rich. He is excessively rich. And that was why he was going to go after the NFL as opposed to Mark Davis, because he had enough money to burn the NFL down. Even though the NFL's billions, Chucky's had enough millions, again, over 100 million, that he could have taken them to court and he could have made it last for years and it still wouldn't have messed with his money. Even though lawyers are expensive, he could have afforded that and he'd still be rich. All right, you guys. Alexa, resume. All right, guys, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. Please remember to like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. Much love to you all, and I hope you all have a great night. R8RBEAR family page. See you tomorrow, 4 o'clock, subscribers only. Oh, I'm going to be off tomorrow, so I'll be on. That doesn't make any sense.